If you're after a Bangboo that deals massive damage, potentially one of the highest attack stats in the game, this is definitely one to consider pulling for. But of course, there's a major downside you should consider before making your decision. Today, we'll break down why the new upcoming Bangboo might not be worth the pull. Without further ado, let's jump into it. First things first, the most noticeable feature is the huge attack stat. Among the 4 S-rank competitors I've compared, Officer Kui has an 8.8k attack stat, which is nearly 10% higher than Shark Boost damage and even almost 1k higher than the Butler. For those of you running Resonaboo for the Ether in your team compositions, this stat boost is insane, a more than 10% increase over other close S-rank contenders. The active skill on Officer Kui deals a lot of physical damage and can be triggered multiple times. Don't underestimate it. It might seem boring at first, but the damage is crazy. The multiplier is over 400%, with a cooldown of just 26 seconds. If you compare this with Resonaboo, for example, Resonaboo has a 28-second cooldown. Officer Kui's skill can be triggered multiple times, which closes the gap and even surpasses it in damage output. Additionally, if you have 2 or more police team members in your squad, Officer Kui's Bangboo will use the active skill, allowing you to trigger it repeatedly up to 3 times, but with a 50% chance. As for the chain attack, it packs a punch too. Officer Kui's Bangboo delivers a 1.3k damage multiplier with a 178% daze multiplier. When compared to other Bangboo like the Ether Bangboo, which only does 1k damage and 140% daze, Officer Kui stands out as a strong choice, especially if you're stunning enemies and chaining attacks. Now for team composition. Since its passive needs 2 or more public security team members, the only good teams would be a Ju Yuan Ether team or a Jane Doe Disorder team. However, Officer Kui feels pretty underwhelming for a Ju Yuan team. While it boasts a high attack stat, it offers absolutely zero utility. On the other hand, Resonaboo is a much better option for Ju Yuan teams. It provides some grouping, anomaly buildup, and consistent damage output, even if it's slightly lower overall. Plus, Resonaboo can reasonably hit multiple enemies, whereas Kui seems more focused on single target damage. And it doesn't seem like Officer Kui is made for Jane either. I'm just not sure where it would even fit in a team. It only deals damage, and to get any real benefit, you need to win 3 coin flips just for a slight single target upgrade. Since Jane is a physical anomaly and can probably trigger assault on her own with ease, it makes more sense to use other elements in the team to proc Disorder instead. Overall, I don't see Kui as much of an upgrade. Trading utility and anomaly buildup for potentially higher yet negligible damage doesn't seem worth it. If Kui's personal 35% damage buff to its chain attack were swapped for some actual utility, it might be a different story. So, what do you guys think? Are you still going to pull for Officer Kui? Or are you saving for other upcoming Bangboo? Let me know in the comment down below.